sitting here with my, actually tea today, lemon lift tea. I don't know why I got onto a tea kind of a kick, but sometimes I enjoy tea in a cup. And I thought that we would talk a little bit about a very special chord. It's the A major 7th. It's a great chord. It's a chord everybody should have in their bag of tricks or whatever you want to call it. But before we get started on that chord, I want to cover real quickly again that I'm going to be finger picking. So with finger picking means you need to know my style. Everybody has a style. There's no one way to do this, okay? My way is not always the right way. Sometimes it's the wrong way. But it's important that you have a style, you have a way to approach it. And we're going to be using finger picking. So let me once again, and you can find this in my earlier videos as well, but let me just cover the fact that when I finger pick, I usually dedicate my thumb to the bottom 3 strings, and my 3 fingers, excluding my pinky, although you could use it, I dedicate those fingers to the high strings, the G, B, and the E, right? Okay? So a good way to get used to this is perhaps create, make a G chord and just practice just what I said. Thumb covers the bottom 3 strings, the low strings, fingers. Now you have to practice this. The word practice means you have to repeat it, right? That's what the word means. You repeat it until it becomes perfect. It's kind of strange to think that doctors are practicing. You hear them say the word practicing. It's because they haven't necessarily, maybe that they haven't necessarily mastered it yet. So that's a little scary. But anyways, we're not going to get into that. Okay, so bottom 3 strings. And so practice that over and over again. Get used to that, and then mix it up a little bit. Okay, so, but you have to practice it, and then practice it backwards. Even now, sometimes my brain doesn't wrap that around that. But practice it and practice it over and over again until it becomes comfortable for you, because it works really well with a lot of songs. You notice I'm alternating lower fingers on the picking, middle finger, ring finger. See how pretty that sounds? Okay, so there's something you just need to practice, and you need to understand that as I go through these chords and this chord progression, that I'm going to be using finger picking, okay? All right, so now that we got that established, I want to share the A major 7th chord. It's a chord that I think gets overlooked a lot, and yet we hear it a lot in jazz and also in pop music. That's the chord right there. Okay, so there's actually an open string, and then the major, the actual formation, and then you end with the E string. You can see it up there. I put the chord shape. And you'll notice where my thumb's at. Of course, you have to remember this guitar that I'm using has a slim neck. I like that because it makes it easier for me to actually use my thumb. For instance, with this chord, you notice how I'm picking up the bottom string with that chord. Now I just broke the rule with my 3 fingers in terms of them being dedicated to the bottom 3 strings. In order to do what I just did, I had to move them up. So you can break the rule. You don't have to be so stringent that you can't move. In fact, you want to learn not to do that. But still, a good place to start with learning how to finger pick is to actually just create a structure and just keep repeating it until your brain and your fingers connect. They have to connect. And it's not always simple. It's not always overnight. It has to be done over and over and over again. You don't just practice one time and say, oh, there, I got it. It doesn't happen like that. Great players, Tommy Emmanuel, for instance, he'll tell you that he still practices 3 hours a day. When you listen to him, oh my goodness, I don't know who has 3 hours a day to practice, but that's how he became as great as he is he did it over and over and over again. And he tried different things with it. And he's very creative with what he knows. Okay, so that's the A major 7th chord. And basically I'm just picking up the bass note, the F sharp, with my thumb. And you notice my thumb. And you'll also notice that I rest my fingers on the strings a lot of times. They're ready. I don't have them up here and doing this. Everything's all ready to play. That's a really good exercise to practice too. Okay, so we got that. So that's the A major 7th chord. It's used in a lot of different songs. One song that comes to mind, I don't know if anybody remembers this one because it's a crazy song. It was by Simon and Garfunkel, and it goes, I wish I was a Kellogg's cornflake, floating in my bowl, making movies. That was a crazy song. Does anybody out there remember that one? Anyways, but in fact, the next chord that I'm going to show you goes with that song. But I'm showing you these chord progressions because it's just fun to have different things that you can play around with. You can write songs around it. You can, as you're playing, you might hear that it fits something that when you're playing somebody else with somebody else, you can, fit it in there and it just sounds so cool. So it's good to have little tools in your tool chest, right? Okay, so that is the A major 7th chord. Now the next chord I want to show you is a B minor, right? We all know we don't all know the B minor, but I'm going to put the chord shape up there. That's the B minor shape. Do you see that? So but in this case, I'm not going to play it like that. I'm just going to play it with 3 fingers, and I'm going to not play the bottom string, and I'm going to make the formation of almost like an A minor. It is an A minor formation. Right there at the starting with the pointer finger, 2nd string over on the 3rd fret. See that? And then put the 2 fingers down like you were making an A minor, but you're not making an A minor. You're actually making a B minor, and you're only going to play those 3 strings. So now you have A major 7th, and you have a B minor. That sounds really good. You notice what I just did? I played the D, the E, and the A minor, A major 7th. I'm just throwing it out there for those of you that connect with that. You begin to hear that the D chord goes with the A major 7th. The E goes with the A major 7th. So, and I can move up to the B minor. Doesn't that sound pretty? Okay, so we got the A major 7th. It's like an A minor right there. Then we're going to move up one more or actually 2, just move that formation up 2 frets. Same formation, don't change it, just slide up. It's like, again, it's like an A minor chord shape, but you're just moving it. And you're just taking the 3 fingers and you're just plucking the 3 strings that are associated with that formation. And that is a real strange chord. It's called a C sharp minor. Okay, whether you remember it or not, I don't know, but in any case, C sharp minor. Now, let's listen to those chords together. So we have the A major 7th, the B minor, C sharp minor. And right now I'm plucking, my thumb is picking up the 2nd string over, and I've actually shifted, again, I've stated this before, but I've shifted the 3 fingers up a string. So followed by the 3 fingers. See that? Okay. Okay, so we got A major 7th, B minor, C sharp minor. Okay, so now we're going to add the B minor 7th. That's at the 7th fret. Take your pointer finger, put it on the low E, skip the next string, then put 3 strings in a row on the same fret. Put your middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. See that? It's just all in a row on the 7th fret, skipping that 2nd string. That's a B minor 7th. Skipping that string, don't play that string. Again, we're finger picking, thumb, and I went out of position. I'm using my 3 fingers, that's why I'm breaking the rule, but there it is right there, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna add one more chord, and then we're gonna, I'll back up. So we got the E minor down here, right? But we're using that formation, moving up 2 frets, we got the B minor, moving up 2 frets, we got the C sharp minor, moving up so that your pointer finger is on the 8th fret. That is the E minor, okay? So now we got B minor 7th, there it is. Hear that? Okay. So that's a lot of chords, practice them. I've got the chord charts up there. Take them and just spend some time getting fluid with going back and forth on that, okay? So let's listen to it. Okay, and you can actually, you'll find a lot of different variations of that. You can add the D chord, the E chord in with that. D, E. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are in this world.